So here we are. Everybody's sitting around doing nothing. Is anyone aware of what's really going on? Or we're just going to sit here and let the government tell us what to do? What to say, how far we can be from each other, what food we should eat every day, what pills to take, what injections to take. Or we all just had it too good for too long. Question is, why has Australia been in war since the Boer War? What has Australia fought for? I'm not even born in this country, but I just want to ask you, why have we lost so many good men? So that we now sit around and put our thumbs in our mouth, suck it, and let the government tell us what to do, and we just don't say boo. Does anybody see that they put us all in a socialist dictatorship? See, the problem is that none of you guys have ever grown up in it, have you? You don't understand what these people do to you, do you? You think it's just going to be, it's going to be all the same, and, football's going to come back, and cricket, and horse racing, and all that crap. It's all distractions. For you just think that you're going to sit there and worry about a virus that they already had planned for years. Just go look it up. Stop doing nothing. Read, see what's been going on behind the scenes. You all think that it's all just, it's all going to go away and everything's going to be fine and, we're all going to go back to work. Everybody's unemployed. Haven't you got it yet? What, do you think you're just going to go back to work and they're going to just turn on the machines and everything works perfectly? Do you? What fantasy world do we live in? It's ridiculous. If people do not wake up, I'm telling you, Australia is already dead. They're already putting you in the coffin and lowering you down 6 feet under and throwing the dirt on you. Do you understand? This is exactly what they're doing. And everybody's just standing around applauding, saying, how good is it? Oh, I'm going to stay away from everybody and all good. Oh, can you keep your distance from me? And, it's so great that everybody's homebound and all that. That's fucking imprisonment, you dickheads. Don't you get it? You're self-imprisoning yourself. Get out. Look, God didn't put us in His image on this earth to be imprisoned. I'm telling you right now, He didn't do that. He made us live this world to make it better and have an experience. Be good to each other. And fight for whatever is right. But when there's evil in our midst, don't just sit around and say, it's okay, he won't be hurting me because the devil goes and gets someone else. No. Because it's a blanket over all of us. I don't have many, rants. This is my first video. I've put up a video before on Townsville and showed you exactly, is that the world you want to live in? A ghost town? Everybody hiding away? The coronavirus is hoax. Show me the bodies, show me the morgues filled with thousands and thousands of extra people. Not less, extra. Nothing. Oh yeah, they're going to have a vaccine. Oh, okay. Oh, magic vaccine. Oh yeah, okay. That's why autism and all these other issues have just gone skyrocketed. All of it. Oh, no one's questioning that. No. Oh, that's all good. Oh, it just increases more our health industry and aren't they wonderful? Of course they are wonderful. I'm not never said they aren't. But it's used as a tool to control you. We have we've got now internet. By the way, internet, bye-bye. And they're going to shut that down. They're going to change everything. And for all the people that always criticize me and said, I'm some sort of doomsday, it's here now, boys and girls. What are you going to do about it? Oh, we're all going to sit at home and twiddle our thumbs and go and think, oh, how good everything is. Oh, it's all going to go away. The Prime Minister keeps coming out and said they're going to extend it. Oh, it's going to be more than 6 months or 8 months or whatever. How long is it going to take? It's infinity. And they're just printing money. So I live in Tenterfield, right? So everybody knows there have been fires and there's drought and all the guys have been killing each other. You know, the farmers necking themselves, leaving children, fatherless and orphans and all that. No money. Then they burned everything down because the Greens decided not to burn anything back like we used to when I came to Australia back 40 years ago. And no money. But hey, presto, suddenly the government comes out and says, hey, look at all the money we got. Where they get all the money? Does anyone actually ask, where does the government get all this money, which before they didn't have? Tell me. Yeah, they pulled it out of their ass. Okay, it's make-believe. It has no value. They're going to flood the market. They're going to put everybody on unemployment. They give you money and you think everything's going to be hunky-dory. What world do you live in? Look, when I lived in Romania, I was all under the government. So my schooling was paid for, my if I had to go to hospital. But on the flip side is my parents and my grandparents had to work hard to put simple things onto the table. Toilet paper was a commodity, okay? We kept it separate sometime when we had visitors coming, like from the West, so that we didn't look like we were paupers. We used newspapers, and other things. Obviously, things were different back then because you had outhouses and stuff. But milk, bread, sugar, butter. My grandmother had to stand at 5:30 in the morning in a winter's day, minus 10 degrees, out in line to buy a litre or 2 litres of milk and a loaf of bread. And if you were there half an hour late, you got nothing, zero. Okay? And I was only living in a small town. So all the people now watching, or if you're there to watch, go and have a look. You're all living in big cities. Guess what they're going to do to you? They're going to restrict all this. And you're going to find it very difficult to do anything. Traveling, which they're already doing. See, this is all experiments. Or you don't believe it's an experiment. Well, it is. Okay, and we're all just quiet and just giving up. So all my friends and everybody, I can go on and talk about it, but I don't want to. Because you already know where I'm from and how I think. Unless we band together and push back, we're all doomed. No religion. God's not going to come from above and wave his magic wand and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to. God will only help the people who help themselves. That's the rule. Okay? So start praying, start meditating, get fit, drink plenty of water, make sure you get plenty of vitamin C, get all your vitamins up there, get fresh air, do sun gazing, let the sun hit your skin. You need all that. We're not hermits, okay? Our eyes adjust to the light. We're not nocturnals, okay? So be out in the sun, be out and about. Otherwise, you're all gonna die anyway because you're gonna get sick because you're living indoors and it just doesn't work. All the people that die in hospital, they're already infirm, so they're all dying. They're already full of, drugs and all that sort of stuff and compromised immunities and blah blah blah. Imagine if they said the coronavirus was influenza. No one would care. They go, yeah, well. We know every year there's 30,000 people in Australia or whatever die, and there's 300,000 in America and, a million in China and all that sort of stuff. It just happens. People die everywhere, every day. For every person that dies, there's another person being born. Don't worry, it's just, push back against the government. The government is they're just doing what they want. No one's doing anything. Well, they took away all your guns and all your weapons and all your rights. They put you all on digital currency now, basically. I mean, now they don't even want to have cash. My mother, who's 82 years old, she said to me yesterday that Coles, where she shops, have put out on TV on the news, she saw it on Channel 7, that Coles no longer accepts cash. Okay? So my mum doesn't even have a credit card or a card, just to use to tap and go. Because she doesn't even know what to do. Now she has to go to the bank and, do something new. She's always paid with cash. Don't you think that's odd? It's the world we live in is all ended. I can tell you that right now. If people think, honestly, if they think that you're gonna come back and everything will be just like it was before, you're wrong. It won't be. I can tell you that right now. It won't be at all. It'll be controlled. They're gonna that thing about the ID. It's like, remember back in the 80s when the national ID, all the pushback, nobody wanted to have it. They didn't put it through. That's all going to come through. On that, you'll have everything from if all your vaccines are up to date, if you had all your flu injections and all your other diseases that they want supposedly eradicate. It's all going to be on there. All your history, your financial side, the whole lot. If you don't comply or if you don't fit into your norm, you won't be able to fly, drive, get certain jobs, won't be able to borrow money, all that sort of stuff. Trust me, it's coming. Because, the West is, I've always said the West has had it too good for too long. And the people that control all this, by the way, they know it. This is why they're praising China. Why would you give away all your industries and everything to one country? What? Do you think they just did that because one day just woke up and just said, oh, yeah, let's sell all the industries from BMW to Mercedes to Audi to Adidas to Nike to Reebok to Puma, all these things, all these big companies, even, motorbikes enthusiasts, Harley Davidson doesn't even get made in America. Gets made in China. Well, there you go. So what I'm saying is they just do this, and now see what they do. They use that as a tool to control us, because China is now have bought everything. But China can be destroyed just as easily because they got 1.4 billion people. They haven't got an army big enough to hold all those people down. That's why China is the way it's behaving. Okay, but in Australia, there's only 25 million people. I mean, that's how many. There was 16, I think, 16 million people live in Wuhan. Okay? 16 million. People don't, people just don't understand it, do you? So, what are we going to do? Trying to grow vegetables, get off your phones, still use it as a mode of, of communication, because we've got nothing else. People don't even know how to write letters anymore. We actually don't even have telephone line, including me. Trying to remove all your digital devices out of your bedrooms. Don't have smart meters on your electrical switchboard in your house, which they put in my house without even telling me, which I'm really pissed off. And we're already feeling some sort of unwellness from time to time, like body aches for no apparent reason, so I don't know. I know for a fact that's definitely causing. And the other thing is that a lot of people don't understand while they're shutting. Okay, I'll just say this. So they're shutting down everything. So all your sporting, all your venues, hotels, blah blah blah, all this. So guess what they're doing while you're asleep? They're putting in the 5G network. And the 5G network, if people really care to go and do a bit of research, is a military weapon. Okay, they can point it at you and they can put voices into your head. They can make you have heart attacks, strokes. They can manipulate your breathing because it attacks all your molecules in your lungs. So obviously people that have predisposition of being asthmatic, which is in this country is a huge amount of people. When I grew up in Romania, no one had asthma. Okay, no one in my school. I lived in a small community. No one had asthma that I know of, and no one was on medication. We were all healthy. We all that. Okay, come to Australia. Suddenly, I was getting, I had girlfriends and all that. They will go, oh, I'm asthmatic and I can't smoke, or my parents or my sister or whatever, And I'm going, where's that from? How come everybody's asthmatic? Oh, it's the pollen. Yeah, okay. Well, there's some people have it, a predisposition. I'm not saying, but not to the extent that it is. So it's easy to, with this 5G, if it attacks your lungs, there's a lot of people going to die. And that's what they're doing. You may not think so, but I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. 5G was already put out at the Commonwealth Games by Optus down the Gold Coast. Don't you think they're doing research and find out? They're just doing it without even your consent. It's like me coming to your house and I'm going to put secret cameras into your house and listening device without telling you, and then I download it and I put it on the YouTube and I let everybody know what you're up to. What would you do? What would you do to me? There'd be no place on earth that I could hide. You'll be hunt me down and destroy me. But that's what the government's doing to us. And what we're doing, we're just sitting going, oh yeah, it's fantastic. Let's just have 5G because I can download all these things at 100 times the speed. Look where it got you. Okay, unemployed, standing in line, no toilet paper. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, forget about, moving from state to state. If I would have told you a year ago that Australia is going to shut down all their borders and you won't be able to travel from New South Wales to Queensland or vice versa, or to Victoria or to South Australia, and if you step out of your house and do something against the government, they're going to put you in prison, you would have called me the biggest mother conspiracist on earth, right? So I don't need to say anything. The proof is already there. Anyway, I'm enjoying my coffee. I still have my coffee machine, so that's always good, I guess. Got my gym. Here, I'll show you. There's it's got all my gym gear so I can stay fit. My ride-on mower, my car, garage, my coffee machine somewhere in the corner. Yeah, anyway. I just want to talk to all my friends because I'm sick and tired of going on Facebook and, Look, I don't want to lose any of my friends. And I want to be together to the end. But if you're alone, it's like the law of the jungle, isn't it? So when the herd runs around and then there's one that decides to stray off the thing from the pack, and the government says the lion, guess which one's going to be eaten and taken. But if the whole herd goes towards the lions, what do the lions do? They run and they jump up on trees, and they ain't going to tackle the herd, I can tell you that. There's plenty of documentary out there you can watch and see exactly how nature behaves. So the other thing is the inflation. So all your money and all your valuables and things like, do you think has value? It's already been reduced by I'd say at least 20%, and even, if not more. Okay, because when this all comes back, there's all this cash come back into the country, from World Banks and IMFs and the Federal Reserve in America. I mean, they just printed They're just printing $2 trillion. Do you know what that is? Okay, there's a guy, was it years ago, I'll just tell you how much money that is, just to give you a guy did a calculation, right, about money, how much, I think the debt was like, I think 15 trillion, that's when Obama was in power, right? He said, so for people to understand how much money that is, he said you can put a dollar bill end to end from here to Mars and back, right? Then from here to the moon and back, and then have two Empire State Buildings stacked up twice high. That's how much money that 15 trillion was, or whatever it was back then. Okay, so America has just gone and printed 2 trillion, and they're going to print more. Because, see, America is a canary in the coal mine. Okay, and if America goes down, trust me, that's why there's all this thing going on in America, because they know that there's one thing America still got. They got their guns, and they got their constitution and all that sort of stuff. So if they want to stop all that, sooner or later there'll be a shot in anger, and then all hell will break loose. And all you golfers and all the people, the pros, and all they think they make all this money, that they will all sit on their castle. Your life will be worth zero. Unless you have a plane and got the F out of there, they're going to come after you, and they're going to take everything you own. They don't care. They're going to kill you. That's what they do. That's what you have when you have civil war. And remember, the American army is all basically all Americans. So that's why they're now thinking of bringing the foreigners in, because they don't have a connection, i.e. family. See, this is what happened in Romania, right? Now, if people know anything about Romania, okay, Dracula and all that sort of stuff, yeah, whatever. That's just all hype. But, Romania had a revolution because the people that were in the army were actually sons of Romanians. So when they start firing into the Romanian crowd, it was the women who went to the front and said, "You are Romanian. You are my son. Don't you dare kill us. You're not like that. You're one of us." And eventually they stopped and they joined the civilians. And then it was basically pretty much over very, very quickly. See, this is what's going to happen in America, but America already knows that. See, that's why they got this other plan to bring in the UN troops to fight the dirty war in America. That's coming. Well, look, you just can't print money and think that there'll be no, payback. Hitler did it. Weimar, they just printed money like that was out of fashion. There was hyperinflation in Romania. I'd still play with money that when I was a child, that was like $100,000 notes, or $1 million or $10 million notes. And I said to my grandmother, "Oh, that's a lot of money." She goes, "No, that wouldn't even buy a loaf of bread." So they bringing in that much money to America. They sending all this money into Australia, New Zealand, Italy, France, Germany, England. They're just printing money everywhere. That's a precursor. If you don't believe me, go read the books. They tell you all about history, how it all happened. All wars are made by men. They don't fight the wars. They send other people in there to be killed because they just want to thin the herd. Cannon fodder. Braveheart. Just look that movie and understand about the Scots and how all that worked out. When the king said, "I just, bring in the cannon fodder in and kill all the Scots," when they brought in the Irish and all that sort of stuff and used the other people. They didn't use the English to fight. The English came at the end when half of the battle was over, and then they slaughtered everybody and then imprisoned, and whatever was left, women, wives, they raped them too, because what he said. If you can't beat them, you breed them out. So, yeah, that's about it. I think your attention span would be about here. So that's about it. So all I can say is do your homework, trying to grow a vegetable garden, go back to basics, talk to your friends, get together. Might have to do it underground, I don't know, because the government's now watching you. Yeah, they're going to watch me. Well, they know where I am, your phone pings all the time. Everybody, yeah, no more secrets. A world with no more secrets. Man, the communists would have loved that. But they're getting it now because they just bring a new form of communism. It's, what they call it, world socialism. All getting the same, we're all getting the same income and all that. No more rich and no more poor. Wow. Gee, that worked out. Yeah. Trust me, the rich will always stay rich because they just don't live in the same world as you and I. They don't work for their money. Don't you get it? Well, you work it out. How are you going to make $10 million in a year? Who can do that? Come on, put your hand up. These people can do it in a week. Do you know how much power you can have over people? But power is only, you only got power if power is given. In numbers, we are still outnumbering them by millions. They know it. This is why they use fear factor. That is why they're using this coronavirus and say everybody's, stay inside because you're all going to die. Bullshit. You're not going to die. And if you're going to die, you're going to die anyway. Of something. No one lives forever. Remember all these gods that the pharaohs had and the Romans and the Greeks and all that. The Celtics, they all have big gods. Where are they now? Have you seen a god lately from their time? No. See, because they were mortal. It was just a way of just another form of control, just in a different way. We've just now given up on all that side of it, and we now believe that we live. This is the real world. Is what you see. You see 1% of a physical light in the spectrum of light. Okay. For some people have encountered odd things. Well, my brother-in-law just died only a couple of months ago. Now, I have a cuckoo clock that I bought in Germany when I was there, I think 3 years ago. And it was, it used to, go out, cuckoo, cuckoo. Anyway, it stopped working. I don't know why, whatever. It hasn't worked for 3 years. It's not a really expensive one, so it's not wrong because it's hard to transport. Anyway, so while my brother-in-law, after he died, and we were here sitting at the table, and Pauline and I, we were just, having something to eat. And next thing you know, it was 4 o'clock. And suddenly I could hear this thing go, cuckoo, cuckoo, 4 times. And I went, what the hell? By the way, it has never worked since. So there is a force out there. You can tap into it. Look, the digital world is not our world, okay? It's a world of, sorry to tell you, demons. It's dark. Look, it's destroying all of us. You can say whatever you want, but it's you're better off now than where you were a month ago. Go on, tell me. So if that's the case, who's doing it to you? Who? Tell me. So there's a lot of things to ponder. Anyway, I'm going to end this because it comes up to half an hour and see if I can post it and all that. We'll see what happens. But I love all my friends. I'm a lover and a fighter. And I sure as hell didn't come into this world to do nothing. Nothing. Do you understand? Stop being weak. Stand for what you believe in or what you once believed in. And don't give up. Because the minute you give up, you're dead. you know, easy pushover. I get emotional because I see all this goodness in this world and nobody wants to tap into it. They rather watch the television, watch what's going on there. Did you hear the Prime Minister's bringing in some, who cares? They're lying. For years we have said, oh, you can never trust a politician. And now, suddenly, they're Maria Therese, a saint. They're all saints. They all tell you all the wonderful. They're not. Look, Pauline and I, we're on the same wavelengths, and I know I have some friends of mine that are too, and hi, Brett. When I communicate, there's not many people communicate back to me. They're all afraid. I put on videos, I put things, I give you information. I never say, look, you have to learn it and you have to... You just educate yourself and make up your own mind. What's good and what's bad. It's not that hard. It's... You can't do it alone, right? I can't do it alone. Pauline can't do it. Even Pauline and I can't do it. Well, you can't. We have to be a collective. Hive mind. That's what we're designed. That's what we always lived in communities. Because then we can firstly protect ourselves, feed ourselves, and love each other. And these are the three important powers that you need to have constantly around you. It's not what car you drive or what pants you wear, what shoes you're buying or what handbag or... No, it's just even what dog you have. All dogs are designed to love you. Do you understand? But unconditional. You can beat your dog and your dog will still come back to love you. Not that I'm saying you should do that. No way. My dog is our baby. He lives with us. He lives close. See, that's what you need. Unconditional love. The only thing that will save you. Nothing else will. Bye.